screen, this is actually a song that Srila Prabhupada, the founder of our movement, introduced when he came to America, immediately actually. So every morning before we have a katha, we sing this song, and it's about Radha Madhava. As you can see, Radha Madhava are also sitting on the Yamuna, and it's Jai Kunja Bihari. So Krishna is called Kunja Bihari because he's wandering in the forest of Vrindavan. And then it's Gopi Jana Vallabha, is the one who is very dear to the gopis. And is Girivara Dari, because he's the one who is holding Giriraj, Govardhan. And this Yashoda Nandana is the darling, is the son of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And this Jana Ranjana, he gives Ranjana pleasure to all the Jana of Raj. All the people of Raj, they are fully happy because Krishna is with them. And then is Yamuna Tira Vanachari. So on the Tira, on the banks of the Yamuna, Krishna, also there are also beautiful forests also on the Yamuna shore. And Krishna is Vanachari, is the one who like again to wander and to walk on the Yamuna side. So today we also with the Anshu inspiration, we will be in Vrindavan, but we will speak also about pastimes with the water because it's very hot. So again, we want to bring pleasure to Radha and Krishna. So we will have Manasi Ganga, that is close to Govardhan, and we will have also Yamuna. So yeah, so we wish you all the best in this journey. Just one time. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think because we have the song there, we will just sing 2 or 3 times the song and then we start. If you can, as we sing the song, try to remember what it means. Huh? That's very important. Yes. Ja, you play. Ich habe
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Yashoda Nandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yashoda Nandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Jaya Vrindavana, 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 Jaya
The last 2 years, we were getting the blessing of spending 6 months in Sri Vrindavan Dham. And when we were there, we thought, how can we also be of service? That not only we are enjoying to remember Krishna and chant his name, but how can we help others also? How can we be helpful for others? And we decided to start a program, online program that we do, that is called Living in Braj. So we go to different lila stan, different places where Krishna did his pastimes, and we study the pastimes, we interview the sages, we take pictures, and then after that we make like one meditation, 1 hour together. So this is actually what we are going to present today. And first of all, so today we will go in 2 places. The first place will be Manasi Ganga. This is in the center of Govardhan town, which is in the middle of the Govardhan hill. And then after that, we will go a little bit at the Yamuna side. That will be the program for today. And before that, we would like to offer our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, because he is the one who revealed to us this holy Dham. So once a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, what is the advantage of going to India, Vrindavan? Prabhupada, to get impetus to go back home, back to Godhead. To come to Australia, we get impetus to go to hell. Haha. Hell means anywhere where material happiness is given more importance. Very, very deep and profound statement. So Prabhupada was actually advising his disciple to go once or twice a year into holy pilgrimage. We hear in the scriptures, especially Rupa Goswami write in a book that is called The Nectar of Devotion. He explained that there are 64 items of devotional service, and out of them, there are 5 that are extremely potent. So 5 are chanting the holy name, associating with sadhus, hearing the scriptures, worshipping the deities, and being in the holy Dham. Now, when we are in the holy Dham, we can also chant the holy name and be with the sadhus. So if we are in the holy Dham, we can even amplify more those 5 super potent items of devotional service just by being there in the holy Dham. Now, because we are not always in the holy Dham, as far as I know, Eindhoven is not yet in the list of holy Dhams, but at least we have small oases like this house or embassy of the spiritual world, wherever the deities of the Lord is glorified, and there is actually also Vrindavan, it's also a holy Dham. So we will go to Manasi Ganga, and first we will hear of what is happening there. And there, that's a quote from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Govinda Lilamrita. He explained what is happening every day there in Manasi Ganga. And I would need someone who can speak nicely English, who could read the quote. Mukesh, can you read the quote?
daily visit of Ganga, Krishna gathered his cows that were wandering here and there with the sound of his flute and brought them to the Ganga with the cowherd voice. Then he made all the cows and cowherd boys drink the nice, cool, and clear water. He himself also drank and spent a lot of time bathing and playing in the water. Coming back on the shore, Krishna was surrounded by his friends, and laughingly he fed them all cereals, grapes, mangoes, condensed milk, churned yogurt, personally sitting with them and eating along with them. Govinda Leela.
Today we will use a lot our mind, because if we want to go in the holy Dham with our consciousness, that means we will have to involve our mind. And we will do the first things that we will do. We will enter into the screen. We will enter into the place. You can see there are some nice ghat. And we will go there and we will offer our humble obeisances. We will go in our mind and bow down on the floor and offer some prayers. So for that, please look very carefully at the picture, and you do like you take a screenshot of the picture, that later when we close our eyes, you can still see the picture. Now you can close your eyes and try to see the picture in your mind's eyes. You are there at the side of Manasi Ganga, and you are now offering your obeisances on those beautiful stairs. Remember your spiritual master and ask him for his blessing, that today you can be physically and mentally present in this holy place. In your meditation, approach the water and take a few drops on your head. Offer a few prayers. And you can now open your eyes again. In Govardhan, there is a presiding deity. His name is Hare. He's not only presiding the deities of the area of Govardhan, but the entire broader area of Govardhan Hill. And here we will hear Vajanti speaks about Hare. Yeah.
Yes, so you can see this red. This is a temple. Actually, there is a very old self-manifested deity since the time that Lord Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, and is called Haridev, this deity. So there is a beautiful story how this deity of Haridev became manifested. So 5,000 years ago in Vrindavana, in this exact place, there was Radharani with the gopis. And they were speaking like what they would normally do, because as we saw, Krishna is the one who gives pleasure of everyone in Vrindavana. He's the most beautiful, the most enchanting. And the gopis, whenever they will go in the forest or to fetch the water, they will always speak about Krishna. So here they were, and they were speaking and speaking of his form, of enchanting was his flute. And then some point, they started to feel so much separation, because the Krishna was there in the form of sound, but they could not really see him. And so it became so strong that they started to sing. And they were singing, "Oh Hare, Hare." You can sing, Hare, Hare. Oh Hare, Hare. Hare, And so Krishna was not far from there, because as you know, Krishna every day he goes out with the cows and the cowboys, and he was not far from there. And also we know Krishna is in the heart of everyone. Not only that, it's everywhere, even between every atoms. So he knows everything, and especially also is attracted by love. When someone calls to him with love, nothing, he cannot keep himself, he has to run. And so the gopis were singing, and because it was becoming so strong and full of love that, okay, Krishna was there in his beautiful form, and all the gopis, they were just so happy to see him, and they started to decorate him with beautiful flowers. They offer a garland, and they offered him also something to eat. So they were together with him. But the day was passing, and it was time again to bring the cows back to the village, because in the evening they are milking the cows. And the Gopas, the friends of Krishna, were starting again to call him. It's time to go back, Krishna, where are you? And Krishna heard them. And at the same time, he was with the Gopis. He didn't know what shall I do. And at that point, again, something happened. And one deity manifested from the body of Krishna. And this is the deity of Haridev that nowadays we can go and see in this temple. And from that day, actually, Radharani and the gopis every day will go to Manasi Ganga to worship. And whenever they will feel separation from Krishna, they will worship these deities. All the inhabitants of Vrindavana will think that this is a deity of Narayana, but the gopis knew that this is actually our Krishna. And yes, so this is the temple. You can go faster. And here we can see, this is just outside of the temple. There is another beautiful shrine. And you can see it's written Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Pada Pitam. So these are the footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that came 500 years ago. And it's written Arideva Ganache Preme Matahana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here dancing. And he was full of love. And all the people that they came said, who is this person coming here now? And they were all in wonder. And this was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is non different than Krishna. And he came here to also to take darshan of the deity. And now together we will enter the temple. So here, this is the entrance of the temple. So it's a temple that is made, there is a big hall first, like you can see, and then there is a second hall. That represents also that, like Krishna, God is in our heart. So there are different chambers to enter our heart. That is the innermost sanctorium. So this first is this first room, and then we can enter together. We go further, and we will see Haridev. This is Haridev.
Mm.
This is you are very fortunate you can see this picture, because normally we are not allowed to take a picture like this. As you see, this is in the morning when the deity is taking bath. Normally in the temples, they actually close when the deities are taking bath. But here, particularly in the morning, from 5 to 7, they are giving like abhishek and washing Krishna. And all the inhabitants, because when we go, like at this time when we took this picture, we were there and we were sitting there for 2 hours to see all of what was happening. And all the villagers coming, sometimes someone is bringing some oil for the massage, someone is bringing some garlands. And but yeah, normally it's not possible to take the picture, but my husband just took the picture when the pujari went. And when he came back, because we thought maybe we can take it even better, he asked to the pujari, can you take a picture for us? And we say, No, do you like that someone takes a picture of you when you are in Kopin, when you are not dressed? But then we say, oh, oh. But we are very happy because here you can see really all the beauty with this broad chest and beautiful. It's very beautiful. And next we will see actually the picture in that same day when it has been dressed by the Pujari. And now, because the dressing of the deity has been done, the Shringar, and we will be fortunate again that we can see the Arti of Haridev. So together we can see the Arti.
Oops.
And actually, what we can learn from the small story that we heard how the gopis were calling out from Krishna, it's also in our life to call out for the Lord from the heart. No matter in whatever situation we are, the Lord is always there with us. But it's important that we learn to call from Him. We can also feel, maybe don't feel separation like the gopis, but we can feel the separation sometimes of being in this world. We see sometimes this world is not also so nice. Some things can happen, but at those times we can call for the Lord. And calling for the Lord, maybe we will not see him exactly with his eyes, but we feel the presence in our heart, and he will give solace and support. So we can learn also all to call for the Lord.
Do we need more volume from the back? So now we will hear how this Manasi Ganga appeared. It is said that Krishna was killing quite some demons that were coming in Vrindavan when he was young. And one of those demons was called Vatsasura, and he had the form of a calf. So after Krishna had killed Vatsasura, he wanted to play with his friends. But his friends said, Gopal, you are killing a calf. Okay, he was a demon, but he was still a calf. You did something not good. You need to go to all the holy place of the world and purify yourself, and then only we will play with you again. And Krishna felt very sad. First, he felt very sad because his play with his friend will be broken. And then he felt even more sad that he would have to go out of Vrindavan, the place that he loved so much, to purify himself. So he thought, I will make another arrangement. And he manifested from his mind, Manasi, the holy Ganga at this place. So this water is the holy Ganga that was manifested from the mind of Krishna. And after that, Krishna and his friends, they all went into the water and they played and had joyful time. Now, some months later, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, who are the parents of Krishna, they were sitting like all of you into a katha, and they were hearing a sage speaking. And the sage told the story of Garuda, who had taken a snake in his clothes, and he was flying over the Ganga, and a little drop of Ganga touched the snake. And immediately the snake transformed into a devata, a four-armed person, and went back to Godhead. So when Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda heard that, they thought, we have to go to Ganga. It's too special. It's too good. We have to go. We will go to Haridwar and we'll take darshan of Ganga. So they started to prepare everything, and of course, Krishna saw something is different happening in the house. What's up, mother, father? What are you doing? So Nanda Maharaj said, yes, we are going to Haridwar. We go to take darshan of Ganga. Krishna said, Ganga is here. Ganga is here. Why do you want to go out of Vrindavan? It's just there. And Nanda Maharaj said, yeah, Krishna is a small boy, talkative boy. Yes, Krishna. But Krishna was very serious. He said, yes, Father, I promise you Ganga is there. So Nanda Maharaj said, okay, if I see Mother Ganga appearing on a crocodile at the place you mentioned, then only I will believe. Krishna said, no problem, let's go. So they all went here on the side of Manasi Ganga. At Govardhan, on the bank of this pond, this Manasi Ganga lake, and they were watching, and suddenly they saw like a brilliant light in the middle of the Kund, and suddenly a very, very beautiful goddess, all dressed in white, with pearls, with costly ornament, appear riding on a crocodile and passing in front of all the bridge passes. And everyone completely taken aback. Everyone fell down on the side of the Kund to offer obeisances to Ganga Mai. And when everyone was offering their obeisances and prayers, Ganga Mai came very discreetly and touched the feet of her master Krishna. And then she disappeared. And then Nanda Maharaj and everyone was fully convinced. Yes, this is Manasi Ganga. Yes, we do not need to go anywhere else. So this is how this lake, Manasi Ganga, appeared from Krishna's mind. And this is also an indirect glorification. Krishna indirectly glorifies the holy Dham of Vrindavan because that's his place. And he really wants to make it clear this is a wonderful holy Dham. So now we will stay in the holy Dham, but we were hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, and now we will sing the holy name. So there will be around 10 minutes of singing together, where we will actually look at different pictures of Manasi Ganga. And what I would request you to try to do is be there. Don't forget to sing. Don't forget the holy name. Just you combine the two. You combine being there physically and mentally, and together you chant the holy name. Basu, can you come here? You sit in my place, and you need to move the picture forward while we sing. Yeah. You do every half mantra. Bolo Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Haridev Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Manasi Ganga Devi ki Jai, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, at the side of Manasiganga, there is another place. There is actually, it's close to this big temple, white big temple. It's called Chakra Tirtha. And there, Vajayanti Mataji will bring us to Chakra Tirtha.
Yeah, so this is Chakra Tirtha. And it's called Chakra Tirtha because of the chakra of the Lord. Because when Krishna was heading the mountain of Giriraj, so first, because there was water and water and water and water, so he really wanted to keep everyone protected and no water coming under Giriraj. So first Lord Shiva was trying with his trident to go around Giriraj to keep the water out. But then the Lord understood that it was not possible, and then the chakra of the Lord came to help. And the chakra was fast going, speeding around Giriraj, so that all the water would not enter. And when this happened, then the chakra felt, oh, I really would love to stay in Vrindavan and to constantly see the pastime of the Lord like Krishna, Gopal. And so the Lord said, yes, may you stay here in Vrindavan. So since that time, in this place, the chakra stayed here. And so this is called Chakra Tirtha. And yes, and this also as we the place of Lord Shiva. Yeah. So because as we saw also Lord Shiva was trying to go around and also to protect the water going under the hill. Lord Shiva also resides here as kṛṣhṇa Mahadev, from the name of the chakra. So here we see this is the temple of kṛṣhṇa Mahadev. This is also very beautiful, special darshan also when we went. Normally it's more simple, but the day when we went to take the picture, it was very beautiful with all these pink flowers. So this is kṛṣhṇa Mahadev. Let's go to the next one. Here we can have a darshan even closer. And in this same place of where Lord Shiva resides and the chakra also, it's also the Bhajan Kutir. You can see this is the door, and if you the small gate when you enter, you can see there is the other small building in the back, and that one is the Bhajan Kutir and also the Samadhi of a great personality of Sanatana Goswami. That was one of the Goswamis that came in Vrindavana and was writing a lot of books that even nowadays we have, and he was doing his bhajan here. And he resided here in Vrindavan for 43 years. And it's very special. You can put the picture. So, so here we can see this is Sanatana Goswami. And it's very special also, is also connected with Lord Shiva also. And in this place, even nowadays, when you go, there are no mosquitoes. There are mosquitoes everywhere, as you know, but here no, because Sanatana Goswami was residing there, and he was writing his books and doing his bhajan. But at some point, there were just so many mosquitoes that he said, no, this is too much of a disturbance. I need to change place. And Lord Shiva, that is also actually in charge also of the different animals, is and also very because very attached to this saintly personality, he appeared to Sanatana Goswami and say, please don't worry, please don't leave this place. From today on, there will be no more mosquitoes here. So nowadays also when you go there, it's quite amazing. There are no mosquitoes. And yes, so and here, so it's also in that same place that Sanatana Goswami also left his body. Sanatana Goswami is actually considered the spiritual master of all the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Even nowadays, when we go, I guess you all know the day of Guru Purnima, that is in the summer. And for all the inhabitants of Vrindavan that day, and not only Vrindavan, actually the whole area, if you go in Guru Purnima to Govardhan, all the parikram of Govardhan, there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's just the full parikram is full practically. Because Sanatana Goswami was considered the spiritual master, they were considering him the spiritual master of all the inhabitants, because he was a very elevated soul, but he was always very kind also to everyone. He would ask also, how are your cows? Is there everything is all right? So everyone loved him and considered him like their spiritual master. So even nowadays, during Guru Purnima, everyone goes, worships Sanatana Goswami, and they make also a parikram of Govardhan, because one of the sadhana of the practice that Sanatana Goswami will do, he will do every day a Govardhan parikram. Up till the age when he was very old. He was so old that practically it was very difficult for him to do every day, because how many kilometers is the Govardhan parikram? Yeah, 20? 23. So you can imagine a 70 years old doing every day this park. It was very difficult for him. And one time, Lord Krishna, he could not see any longer this, because it was too much. So Lord Krishna himself appeared. Actually, he came in Vrindavan, and we say that you never know who is who. He was a small boy, and he said, Baba, what are you doing? There is no need any longer for you to do every day these austerities. You are a pure devotee, the Lord is happy with you, don't do this any longer. But Sanatana Goswami say, hey Lala, this is my vow, for the Lord I do this. And then Krishna, because he understood that Sanatana Goswami would not have changed, actually he put his feet on a rock of Giriraj, and he took a flute and was playing his flute, and the rock of Giriraj melted. So even nowadays, you can see this rock with the footprint of Krishna melted, and then he say, please, Baba, this is Giriraj. You can do 4 times, go around this rock, and it's the same like if you do a Giriraj parikram. And so Krishna himself took this rock, he brought this rock to Manasiganga, where he was residing, and from that day actually he will do, because he understood this is my Lord telling me this. Yeah, so this is a little bit the story of Sanatana Goswami, Kṛṣhṇa Mahadev, another beautiful places that we can have in the Manasiganga. And also what we saw up till now, there are 2 Vrindavana. There is the Drisha Vrindavan, this is what we see with these eyes. It's a little bit what we were seeing now. But there are 2 different reality in Vrindavan and the Holy Dham. What we see with these eyes and what is happening. Because Lord Krishna is eternally residing there. So the pastime is constantly happening. But only those who have the eyes full of love, they can still see what is happening. The Krishna with his cows and all the pastime are constantly happening. So right now, I think we will listen a little bit about the Vrindavan, not what we see with his eyes, but the other Vrindavan.
That's the pastime that fit extremely good with the decoration of today, the Noka Lila of the Lord. There is actually some saints who wrote songs, Govardhanastakam, glorification of Govardhan, and most of them, they speak about these pastimes of Krishna, who became a boatman. And maybe Krishna Prabhu, if you would like to read the quote.
Who will not take shelter of Govardhana hill, where the divine couple enjoy their rescue-free pastimes and where the Manasa Ganga flows. In the Manasa Ganga, the pilot Madhava took sweetly beautiful Radha. on his boat, and when she, frightened by a great storm, prayed that he calm it, he calmed from her as a rescue fee and the fulfillment of his Rama's desires.
So it is explained that the gopis were coming one day on the side of Govardhan, of Manasi Ganga. At that time, Manasi Ganga was not a lake, it was a river. And it is said that it was flowing so swiftly that only experienced boatmen were allowed to drive their boat on the river. So the gopis came here with milk products, with yogurt, ghee, milk that they wanted to sell, and they had to cross the river. But on that day was no boat to be seen, so they did not know how will we cross. But after carefully looking the banks, they saw that actually one boat was there, but a very, very broken, very, very dilapidated boat was there. So they approached the boat, but they did not see any boatmen until they heard some snoring sound coming from the boat. So they came closer, and indeed, the boatman was sleeping under a blanket. So they just removed the blanket and saw the boatman, and the boatman woke up and sat on his boat. And this boatman was extremely handsome, extremely beautiful. He wear simple clothes, but worn out clothes. And I say, yes, what's up with you? The gopi said, we would like to cross the river. Please take us the other side. But the boatman said, I worked enough. Today I got all the fee I wanted, I got today. I'm not anymore working. And he went, put the blanket back and went under the blanket. So the gopis, they thought we have to do something. So Lalita, the friend of Radharani, she shook the boat and she said, hey, boatman, the princess of Vashana is here and want to cross over the lake. You have to bring us to the other side. So the boatman stood up again, and the gopis, they were observing this extremely handsome boatman, and they noticed that he had the palm of his hands and the palm of his feet were very, very soft. And they understood he's a new boatman. Because boatmen, usually the hands and feet are very hard. So they were wondering, is he experienced enough to take us to the other side? And in plus, the boatman was saying, you have too many gopis and too many milk products. You see the state of my boat? It will not work out. So the gopis, they shook a little bit the boat and they said, no, it will work. Take us to the other side. So the boatman said, okay, I will take you to the other side, but how much you will give me? That's extra time. I'm now working extra hours, evening hours. How much you will give me? So the gopi said, how much you want? And Krishna, the boatman said, I want to be paid in milk products. Oh yes, really? Said the gopi said, yeah, give me milk products, I will be satisfied with that. So the deal was done. The gopis went on the boat, and the boatman started to row and went to the middle. And as he was rowing, he was singing love songs, like well disguised as a boatman. And after sometimes when they were in the middle of the lake or the river, the boatman said, I'm too tired. I think I need a prepayment of milk products so that I can move forward. Could you give me already some of your milk products? So they agreed, they gave him, and they were amazed. This boatman was eating yogurt with right and left hand at the same time. He was drinking ghee. The gopis felt, that's amazing. We know only one person who loves milk products so much, but he's not a boatman. It cannot be him. After eating, the boatman said, oh, I think I overate. I think I need to lay down and take a little rest. And he stretched his arms and legs, and say, maybe you can give me some vitalizing massage so that I can start to row again. And then the gopi got a little bit nervous. They say, we will take your legs, we will take your arms, but we will throw you overboard if you don't start immediately to row. So the boatman say, okay, okay. He started to row again. And up to now, this boatman had his feet all the time in one place on the boat. And his toe, the big toe, was actually over a hole on the boat. And now the boatman moved a little bit his toe, and water started to come inside of the boat. And at that time, that actually this pastime took place during the monsoon season. At that time, suddenly the wind started to blow, and some clouds started to appear into the sky. So the gopis became panicked. I think you know, many in India do not know how to swim, and we don't know about the gopis, but they for sure became a little fearful. Water is coming in the boat. Water is coming in the boat. Help! What boatman? Do something. The boatman said, I told you my boat is not so good, but if you want a solution, we have too much weight. You have to throw overboard all your milk products. And that's why they were crossing the river, to go and sell their milk products. But the wind was starting to get more, the clouds were coming closer, the water was coming in, so the gopis had no other choice. They threw their milk products into the water. And then the boatman said, we are still too heavy. All your jewelry, your necklace, earrings, everything, waist belts, you have to throw everything in the water. And all those jewelry were belonging to their mothers, were not belonging to them. So what will they tell to their mothers in the evening when they go back home? But the wind was getting stronger, the rain started slowly to fall. They felt we have to throw out our jewelry. And then the wind came stronger, and the waves started to come, and the boat started to balance, and the rain started to fall, and the water was still coming in. So they were screaming, boatman, boatman, what do we do? Here it is. Boatman, boatman, what do we do? And the boatman said, my dear gopis, you have to take your blouse and you have to put them into the water that is in the boat. You take the water in your blouse and you go out of the boat and you squeeze the water out. That's the way we can make the water get out of the boat. And at that time, the gopis understood this boatman that can be only our Krishna. To tell us to take off our blouse and get the water out like this can only be Krishna. But it was going quick because the wind was there, the waves were there, and suddenly they understood this must be Krishna. And then Srimati Radharani saw that there was a flute hidden into the blouse of the boatman, and she just jumped and embraced Krishna and said, save us, save us. And at that time, Krishna was satisfied. He had done the pastime he wanted to do. He removed the cloud in the sky, the wind stopped, and they went with how the boat could steal to a small island, and they changed in fresh clothes. The boat transformed into a very beautiful and comfortable boat, and then they were riding down the river and spending the rest of the day together. So this is the pastime that takes place here in Manasikanga. So we will end this session now by going again to the holy water. Please, again, we do a meditation. Watch carefully the picture. And please now close your eyes and keep the picture in your mind's eyes. Now you can enter the water and take your holy bath. Go step by step into the water. You can hear the sounds of the parrots around and peacocks. You are looking at the beautiful water of the Manasi Ganga that is sparkling in the sun. And now, remembering that she is non-different than Ganga herself, take 3 dip into the water. Fold your hands and offer some prayers. You can feel the very purifying effect of Ganga Devi. You are feeling like you are a child. There is no false ego anymore. Your heart is filled with loving feelings. And gently come out of the water. And you can slowly open your eyes. I don't dare to say welcome back to Eindhoven. I will not say it. So this was the presentation we wanted to show you today. We have another one like this with the Yamuna River, but we have to see a little bit. We don't want to keep you too long into meditation mode. Maybe you also feel like, let's do something, or maybe take some prasad, but maybe, or otherwise we could just sing. Oh yeah, maybe also if you would like to ask some question or say something, what we wanted really to present to you is the extreme power of being in holy Dham in our consciousness. I'm sure all of you have visited holy places in your life when you were children. Maybe you went to see Balaji or any other days in South India, and I'm almost sure that all of you are doing some types of meditation from time to time. So you can try, when you do your meditation, try to see yourself in this holy place. Maybe you see yourself in front of Venkateshvara, or you see yourself in front of the deities in the temple that you know, this holy place that you know. And then from there, you start to do your japa or you start to do your meditation. You will see how it's empowering, because we often think in pictures. Often when our mind thinks, we see ourselves speaking to someone, we see ourselves doing this. There are many pictures passing in our consciousness. And all those, whenever those pictures are from the material world or material sphere, we cannot meditate. We are distracted. But if this environment, this mental environment is a holy place, then the mind cannot go anywhere else than to go into a spiritual realm. And there you can actually do your meditation in a proper way. It works miracles. It's really very, very helpful. And that's what we wanted to offer you today in this program, that you can go in your consciousness, in your mind, in your meditation to this holy place. And then from there, your meditation will be much more enhanced. And your mind will be much more focused and your heart open, and you can meditate much, much better. So that was our message for today. I don't know if any one of you have questions or would like to share, maybe how was the experience, or Yes.
I want to say yes, thank you. It was really nice pictures, very, very nice. And I also enjoyed that there were no people. So you really can concentrate for Krishna. So you have done it very, very nice. And also it's music, so it's perfect. It cannot be better. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations to all of you. I thought you are real yogis, because despite of the sometimes chaotic atmosphere, you are doing very good to remain absorbed into the meditation. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Also, thank you from my side. It's a really nice session. You brought me down here. Thank you so much. Yeah, my question is because I have heard different things about this. So also very interested also what you would advise here. But when you chant when you chant Hare Krishna mantra, your japa meditation, um, shall you try to think about the pastimes of Krishna? And as you mentioned, imagine yourself there in Vrindavan, for example, in the holy Dham. So you should focus only on the holy name, and maybe these other things will come afterwards. Yeah. So, what would you advise?
Yeah. I have a slide, but I'm not sure how well I could catch it. But yeah, I can show you that there is a very good explanation with that. Just I have to find. Yeah. Okay, that was a retreat we did last year in Goradesh. So here you can see, this is what we want to reach. In the center is attentive hearing. And we want to come to a place where we can just hear the holy name, and from the hearing of the holy name, Krishna will reveal. So this is the center. Now, around that, you have the white zone. That is a zone where you can meditate, where you can pray, where you can have affirmations, you can work on attitude. And that's things that brings you to attentive hearing. And then in the external zone, you have material thought, thinking of past, planning the future, lethargy, tiredness, and all of that. So often what we try to do, we are in the blue zone and we try to reach to the yellow zone at once. And we are immediately thrown back to the blue zone. You notice sometimes you don't even chant one mantra that you are already back into. So instead of trying like this, you can try to come closer to the attentive hearing by being in a zone of meditation, prayers, and then the mind gets much more in sattva guna, much more peaceful. And then from there, you still allow the mind to move between attentive hearing and the white zone. But you don't go anymore into the blue zone. So if you are in the blue zone, it's much better that you think of some prayer, some meditation and like this, because it will spiritualize your consciousness so that you can go to the attentive hearing. But the attentive hearing is what we want to reach, because from there, the real revelation of the holy name can come. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else would like to? Otherwise, we could maybe just sing a little, maybe 10 more minutes.
The two people singing bhajan.
Okay, super.
भैया प्रभु जी को बना दीजिए.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Hare Krishna. Today I'm going to sing Yashomati Maiya Se Bole Nandlala. I'm sure most of you have already heard about it. It's a popular Hindi devotional song from the movie Satyam Shivam Sundaram. The song captures a sweet, innocent conversation where young Lord Krishna affectionately questions his mother, Yashoda, about his dark complexion. He innocently asks, why is he dark-skinned? As we all know, Krishna was a little darker. And then he's asking Radha, "Kyun gori? Why is Radha fair? And why am I black, dark skin?" So Yashoda playfully replies that Krishna is dark because he came in the dark of night and teases him about Radha's beautiful, captivating eyes. So, yes, please. Sorry for the delay.
We are still in a meditation zone.
Yeah. It was very beautiful journey. Thank you. Without it? यशोमती मैया से बोले नंद लाला, राधा क्यों गोरी मैं क्यों काला, राधा क्यों गोरी मैं क्यों काला। यशोमती मैया से बोले नंद लाला, राधा क्यों गोरी मैं क्यों काला, राधा क्यों गोरी मैं क्यों काला। बोली मुस्काती मैया ललन को बताया, बोली मुस्काती मैया ललन को बताया, सारी आँखें हरी आधी
Hare Krishna. Can somebody give Dham and guys, there is also saying that when we do a kirtan or any bhajan or satsanga, when one person does it, you get the punya of one time. But when we do it in a sangha, many people together in one place, the intensity gets into 100 times and even more. So for bhajan and kirtan, that's why we do it in together. We can also do it at our home, but that's how it consecrates the place. So when I am singing the bhajan, I would expect every one of you to sing after it. It is not difficult, it's very easy. Please, everyone, okay, with me. So I'll sing 2 lines and then you're gonna repeat it. Yeah, I will also say the meaning of it, yeah. The meaning is about chanting of Radha. So the whole song, the bhajan is about, you have to chant Radha, and without Radha, there is no bhakti, there is no devotion. Without the name of Radha, the Krishna will also not listen to you. So if you want Krishna to be listening to you and your prayers and your love, you have to first enchant Radha. So the whole bhajana is about that. तू सुमिरन कर राधे राधे, तेरे कष्ट सभी मिट जाएंगे. तू सुमिरन राधे राधे, तू सुमिरन कर राधे राधे, तेरे कष्ट सभी मिट जाएंगे. बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की हरि बोल हरि बोल वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की राधे श्याम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद
जय राधा माधव एकडे फेस कर एकडे फेस कर एकडे फेस जय गोपी यशोदानंदन यशोदानंदन जय जमुना तीर वनचारी राधा माधव
You can open the beach.
Also, I'm not saying so you can comment.
Namaste Narasimhaya
We do further kirtan. Yeah. Where do we sit? You can sit.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Because this is a Purushottam month, so we are offering also Kirtan. So now we'll have Kirtan as well as you can just one by one quickly come and offer Kirtan to the Lordships. And then, you can just head back. And also, thank you so much for coming for this Bhagavatam retreat. Maybe the next one would be planned in next 2 months. And if you would like to sing like any bhajans or anything, anything you would like to perform for the next retreat, please approach me or Anshu Mataji or anyone from our team so that we can do some bhajan or do some performance, anything for next retreat. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Can you just arrange that? ಒಳಗಡೆ ಜಾಗ ಜಾಗ ಏನಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹರೀಶ್ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Okay. You like when I'm here?